Hello and welcome to the second episode of my Onshape series. In the last episode we went over the very basics of Onshape, and in this episode I thought I'd show you how to take something from paper or real life and turn it into a 3D model. So, when in the shower I actually like to listen to music sometimes, and I set the speaker up on top of we have a sliding door in our shower. I hate it, but I like to set this on top of that door and listen to music. And what I'm worried about is that this thing is barely big enough to fit on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to design a holder for it that will slide onto the shower door and slide onto this thing without covering up too much of the speakers. And then I will be able to listen to music. So I actually just recently picked up a caliper too. I recommend having a caliper if you're going to do this. It's not the most important thing. It's not super important to have. You could easily use a ruler, but it's going to be really nice to have, especially in the future. So what I like to do is I like to start on paper, and I usually draw side views, and I'm going to probably draw a view from this side and maybe a front view. Because I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to shape that yet. I might not do that, but I might do it as I'm working on the model. So what you're going to want to do, in my case, is I already measured the shower, and now I'm going to measure the speaker. So turn on your caliper. Most of the time it'll turn on automatically. Make sure your caliper is zeroed, and make sure it's inches. Why would it be in inches there? So it's in millimeters. Make sure you have it in millimeters. That's going to make your life a lot easier. Especially if you have to convert from like millimeters to centimeters or centimeters to meters, whatever. It'll make it a lot easier because the metric system makes sense. The imperial system does not. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open this up to slightly bigger than your thing that you're going to be measuring. And then you're going to want to take a measurement. So it says it's 46.8 here, wide, and I'm probably going to round it up to 47. And over here it is about 47, so I might do 47.5 just to leave a bit of tolerance for shrinkage of the model. I'm not super confident in that. About 47. It did move when I slid it off, so yeah. And then let's see how long this will need to be. This might not be long enough. No, okay, so it's not long enough, but I'm honestly not too concerned about that because I'm probably gonna have it stick up in the middle here because I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but there's like a base reflector here. And I've covered that up before, and it doesn't affect the sound as much as if I cover up the speakers. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So now that we've got our measurements here, so 47.5 wide. The shower was 60 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a basic sort of design here. It's not going to be super advanced. This would be a lot easier if you had graph paper, but I personally do not currently. I went a bit too far there. I'm going to draw a little line going across here, and this is going to be, how wide was it again? 47.5 0.5 millimeters. I've written millimeters just for this video. Normally I use millimeters as my default unit, or centimeters, but I will 90% of the time use millimeters, and yeah, for the sake of the video I've written that down. And then for the bottom we're going to get a little wider. There we go. And then we're going to have it, actually, how tall is the speaker? Because we want it to go slightly higher than the speaker. So if you measure the height, same thing. Crap. Right, okay. Height. Oops. That is 56.7, so I'll probably round up to 57.5. Okay. So 57.5 millimeters. And then down here we're going to want it to be 60.5 millimeters, because it was like 59.5. It's a weird width, but whatever. And then this is going to be, I don't know, it doesn't really matter the width of this, or the length of this part here, but let's make it 40 millimeters. No, sorry, 45 millimeters. I'll just write them over here too. Excuse my handwriting, I'm really bad. Oops, 45 millimeters. So that's the side view here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to extrude it. Let's see. Oops, hit my microphone. I should probably be recording with that right now, but we're using my phone microphone. So I need a flashlight. Do I have one of those? I do. Interesting. I will 3D print this on Thursday or Friday. That's when my 3D printer is coming on Thursday. Yeah, I don't have one yet. Ooh. Come on, there we go. So you can kind of see in there. So about the edge of the logo. So from edge to edge. Oops. So I'm gonna do the widest bits. Because that's about that's nearly exactly 60 millimeters. I'm not too concerned about the width of that, but yeah. Wait. Okay, yeah, then we're gonna extend it out 60 millimeters. So let's start drawing a front view. Actually, that's so 60 millimeters, and then we're gonna have this thing come down and be 1 centimeter wide, 10 millimeters. Same over here, 10 millimeters. And then, as per this here, it is 45 millimeters. So we also want this to be 45 millimeters. And yeah. And then the top. Let's make this center bit half a millimeter, or half a centimeter. So. Just kind of make it clear there. 5 millimeters. That's a really bad thing. Okay, and then up here we're gonna have it. Okay, so let's put it about there, maybe. Yeah. This isn't gonna be dimensionally accurate. So then. You can see here that this is 47.5. Oh wait. 60. Oh, crap. Okay, just ignore that bit. Ignore. 60. There. So then that can be 57.5. And then those will also be 1 centimeter long. So it's not perfect, but it will get the job done. So now let's head over to Onshape. Okay, so now that we're in Onshape, we're going to, I have this tutorial series folder, but we're not going to use that because I'm actually using this for my own personal needs, but I'm just making it in a YouTube video. So I'm going to call this speaker folder. And once we're opened up into the document, we're going to do a side view. I'm going to start with the right side. Okay, so you'll see here we've got this, and we're going to want to start a sketch. same thing as yesterday. It's not very complicated. And now I'm going to reference my drawing. So I probably should have added a bit of width to the thing on there, but I'm probably just going to do that. I don't think this is actually set to units. I think this is set to centimeters. Yeah. Millimeters. Let's do kilogram too while we're at it. Oh, grams. Sorry. Okay. So, let's make these 5 millimeters thick. So, oops. Let's use the sketch. Okay. Oops, Steam is telling me stuff that I don't really care about. Okay. We can actually center this. Also, I'm not sure if I did this yesterday, but it's a really bad practice to have undefined lines. So what we're going to do, how wide does this need to be? It's widest, so 65 or 60.5. And what you can do in Onshape actually is 60.5 divided by 2. And what that'll do is that'll divide it by 2. And then on this side we are also going to make sure it's the same size, 30.25. So yeah, that's the widest point. And now what we're going to do is we're going to have this come down and be 5 millimeters. Okay, so we want to make sure that all of these lines are defined, because it's just a good practice to get into. So how much is 5 millimeters? Let me visualize this on my caliper. 5 millimeters is quite... it's actually not too bad. Okay. Let's do 4. There. Whoops. Oh, okay, it's not gonna like that because we, yeah, here. So, it's D, and then make sure that's still at 4. Okay. So, that's all good. Now this bottom line should be a total of 60.5. I just like having that there. Also, if you're doing this in a college, I've heard that in colleges they will fail you for having undefined lines. So make sure all of your lines are black if you're using Onshape. But then again, I'm not in college, so yeah. I actually might have to make this one here a bit longer. Okay, so that's good. And then down here we're going to make this. Okay, so how wide is that? So let's add 2 centimeters to each of these. 32.5. Nope. 0.5, and then same thing over here, 32.5, because then that'll give us an equal width on each of these. Then we're just going to make these 2 centimeters, or 2 millimeters, sorry. I'm in the habit of saying centimeters for everything, so that's usually, sometimes, not always. I will on rare occasions. Ooh, actually no. Let's do 34. So we want these to be the same width, just because it'll look good. 34. Okay. So now you'll see those are these are blue. That means they're undefined. So we're gonna make these 4 width-wise 4. And then from here to here needs to be 60.5. Oops, what is it breaking? View. Ooh, actually this doesn't matter too much, it's fine-ish. That's defined, it should be defined. Why aren't you defining those lines? You're annoying me, damn it. Okay, you need to be defined. That's the one I'm trying. I know that's the one it's doing, but I like it being the black one. Fine, just be that way. Okay, whatever. That's bugging me that this one's going black and that one isn't. This one needs to be 45 millimeters. 45. This one should also be 45. Good. And now up to here. So that needs to be at its center point. Get another line. Okay, so, nope, we need the distance tool. These need to be, oops. No, I suppose we're gonna have to, let's keep that one. That needs to be, oh, I messed up on that. Whoops, 57.5. Oh, 57, oops, good, 57.5. Where I messed up was I wrote 45 on this side of the drawing, whatever. And then here needs to be 47.5. Oops, 0.5. So now those should be good. And along with this, we're going to make a line once again. Okay. So then these ones also need to be 4 millimeters by 4 millimeters. Perfect. And now we're just going to want to center these. So it's a total length of 69 millimeters. So what we'll do is 69 divided by 2, that is 30, I don't know. Hey Google, what's 69 divided by 2? 30.
The answer is 34.5.
Okay. Close enough. So 34.5. So on each side of these, they should be 34.5. Oh. Okay. That's a rookie mistake. Okay. I probably should have thought that through a bit better on my drawing. Who cares? Yeah. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Actually, no. Here, let's just fetch a calculator. Give me a minute. Go down. Okay. So let's do 60.5 minus 47.5. Oops. What is this thing's problem? I hope it was taking input. Oh, what the heck? Interesting. Okay. 69 divided by, or nope, not divided by, minus 47.5 minus 8 because of the width of these, so 13.5 should be the leftover space, right? Wait, yeah, so 13 and a half, divide that by 2, and you get 6.75. 6.75, then you do 6.75. Let's delete this one, I guess. And if we've done this right, it should be 6.75. Perfect! Okay. So now we've got the side view drawn. And you'll see it's still just a 2D drawing. And that's fine. So, while we're at it, let's make sure none of them are undefined, which is good. It's a good practice to get into. Yeah. So now we're going to extrude each of these. How far? I didn't really measure that much. 60 millimeters plus 10, 20, so 80. Wait. Yeah. 80 millimeters, so 8 centimeters. And then we've got this. And you might notice this is going to completely cover up the base reflector. And the way we're going to fix this is, okay, I'm just double checking. The way we're going to fix this is we're going to create a sketch on that plane. And then what I am going to do is something a little like this. Okay. Now I need to add a line on the bottom of this one. Perfect. That's very good. No, it isn't. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. So since I marked these down as being 1 centimeter, let's do that now. I'm just gonna keep that there because I like knowing that. I know it's 10 centimeters, or 10 millimeters, but either way, I like having that reassurance. That's all good. So, what we need to do is we actually need to make this inner bit a closed off shape, because that's how this works for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. And then we're going to choose the inner shape and make sure it's on remove. And then, how wide is this? 69, right? Nope. Okay, whatever. It's good enough. So now you can see we've got the speaker holder. And what we could do on the bottom is we could actually make that a bit better, but we don't really need to, because it's already doing just fine the way it is. It will save plastic, so let's actually do that anyway. So let's go back into this. No, we're gonna have to create another sketch. Okay, so we're gonna have to create a sketch down here because I didn't think to make a plane. So we're just gonna have to do this again. It's not gonna be too hard to do. Okay, then get the line tool once again. Oops. L. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, we're using the dimension tool. Then press D, pop open your dimension tool, make this 10, assuming you're in millimeters. In my case, 10, because I highly doubt you have the same exact shower as me. Shower sliding door. I don't even know what it's called. Okay, perfect. And then, once again, we need to close this off. Perfect, perfect, and perfect. Okay, now this one should be the right amount to remove, so that should get us straight through. Perfect. Okay, so that's going to be very cheap plastic wise and a problem. Okay, oops, let's redo that. Yeah, okay, so we actually need this bit to stay in, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make a line going, so we need to know how wide that is, basically, and 4 millimeters if I remember correctly. So what we can do is we can go back to the sketch where we actually, wrong sketch, where we actually drew that, and we can see it is 4 millimeters. I was right. So then we need to go back to this sketch and choose the front side, and then go like this, and then get a dimension tool. Oops. Delete that, we don't need it. Okay, we don't need half of these, but either way, then we're gonna make that 4 millimeters. So now, if we do that, nope, that's not right. Okay, there we go. Should have updated automatically, but it didn't. It's fine. So now, that's good. And it's gonna be an awkward print. But it's probably best printed on its side, so this side laying down. Yeah, because then it should only have to use support material on these parts here, which will be fine. So, yeah, if this helped you out, hit that like button or dislike it. I honestly couldn't care less, or couldn't, yeah. If this helped you out, consider subscribing, maybe like the video. I don't really care, you be you. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I will have more of these coming out in the near future, and keep your eyes tuned to my channel, because I will probably be printing this out pretty soon. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.